What's up, everyone, and welcome to Struggle City Podcast. My name is David.
Pat? Oh, my turn? Yeah, Casey.
And David. What's going on, everyone?
Did you say your name twice again?
Yep.
You did.
This is just a repeat.
Does that have
of
to
the
be a
second
thing?
one. I'm making it a thing. I said this again in the second one, too. This is just a repeat.
Is it just a repeat?
Yeah, this is a repeat.
Oh, it's just a repeat.
Alright, Casey, what are we talking about today?
What are we talking about today?
I think we're talking about,
We're doing books?
books. Yeah.
Let's do books, because we talked about movies for the last 5. Movies and TV shows for the last 5.
Yeah, time to move on to a different type of media.
Oh no, let's just pretend we're cultured.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, only one of us has a degree here, so. That was a really
Multiple
qualified...
degrees, mind you.
Me like to read.
Can you read, Pat?
I can.
Okay.
It's kind of my thing.
You sure?
That's what I'm
I
going.
thought ogres were your thing.
Only Shrek.
Okay.
Shrek is love?
He's life.
I'm still not happy I watched that.
I do not regret a single second of it.
I regret it so much. Books.
Shrek was a book.
It was a book. And hilariously enough, like, the book is nothing like the movie.
Was it a book first?
It was a kid's book first.
Really?
Like, he is a legitimate prick in the book, and he breathes fucking fire.
Yeah,
Like
a real
actual
ogre,
fire?
Yes.
You know.
Like, he's a legit ogre.
Did you know that they're rebooting it?
Yeah. Yeah, what is it? The
Illumination is doing
Illumination
it.
is
So
doing
it's
it.
going to be very minion-y.
I will not partake.
I'm
Yes, you will.
I will
curious to
boycott.
see
I will
this
be the first in line,
trash
actually.
fire.
I don't want to. Like,
As
I'm
long as
already-
the same cast is there.
It's not going to be the same cast.
Never mind.
no. Why would it be the same
Yeah, we should do
Are you
it.
kidding me? Like,
They
all-
should bring back Chris Farley, since he didn't do it the first time when he was supposed to.
That's true. He hasn't been doing a lot of work lately.
He hasn't. Miss him a lot. Where you at,
I
man?
wonder why.
You know who else you never really see, and I'm really disappointed isn't in the new Aladdin? Robin Williams.
Yes.
What's...
Moment of silence.
R.I.P. Got to pour one out for my boy.
Press that for respect.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm still laughing about that trailer.
That was embarrassing. I wasn't expecting it to be good, but I wasn't expecting it to be that bad. Will Smith is going to suck as a genie.
He always sucks.
Like, he's a pretty good vlogger, you know, when you don't watch him.
As long as you have it on mute and your computer is off,
Yeah.
he's great.
Yeah.
But, like, I hate everything he's ever been in.
I wish I could YouTube rewind that.
Books.
Books. Did we decide on what one we feel like doing?
I think we should do, like, best and worst school reading.
That's a
Stuff
good one.
like that.
Easy enough.
Yeah, that's really easy.
It's tough.
It's
Yes,
easy.
it is.
Most of us are in school still.
Mhm.
Or have been in school.
Now, are we including college?
Yes, absolutely.
It's
Okay.
school, right?
Good,
Yeah.
yes.
Let's do the worst first, because that's always fun.
Alright, you can go first, Casey.
I will kick it off with Catcher in the Rye. Because fuck that book.
Can't comment, never read it.
Me neither.
Really?
I bought it once at a
That's
used book
insane.
sale, and I never touched it for some reason.
That you shouldn't. You should just burn it.
I can almost guarantee you, though, that it doesn't make me want to kill John Lennon.
I mean, John Lennon's music makes me want to kill John Lennon.
His solo stuff, yeah.
The way he treated his son makes me want to kill him.
Yeah. You
Didn't
kind
he
of
have
look
two
like his
sons?
son.
Yeah, he had two.
He's got two.
One with Yoko Ono and the other one with some other.
Oh, like Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he just ignored the first one completely.
I can't believe
Well, that's
people
fair.
have-
You never accept a first draft.
Cannot believe people have willingly had sex with Mick Jagger. That
Besides
means
David Bowie.
That's a damn shame on the first draft.
No, do you not know that story?
No.
So, like, one of the legends goes is that I think Jagger's wife, one of Jagger's wives, walked in on the two of them. Just fucking.
Going to town?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So we're up to
not
3 now,
surprised.
right? Do we have a limit
What?
for curse words?
No limit, just sprinkle them
Just-
in a little bit better.
Okay.
You know, like,
Just Salt Bay.
yeah, salt
Okay.
bay.
But yeah, that's one of the rumors is that one of the wives walked on the two of them, like, in each other.
That's awesome. And I'm not surprised.
Oh God, no. But yeah, Catcher in the Rye is really god awful. I had to read it 3 times during high school.
It's horrible.
What
Yeah.
Is it about?
happens?
Yeah.
Nothing happens. It's just this kid growing up saying everyone in the world is fake and awful. I think he has a sister at some point. I'm gonna butcher the summary here because
he has a sister,
Yeah.
or he gets a sister.
he has a sister, and like he tries to impart wisdom on her, but because he also knows nothing, he just teaches her nothing. And then, honestly, the only part of the book I remember is him getting beaten up by a prostitute and her pimp. Because it's just so ridiculous.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
Is this on the banned book list?
I think in a few schools it is.
Probably. But, like, I couldn't... When was the last time I read it? The last time I read it was... either my only year at North Catholic or junior year at the Chamonix.
Sounds like something the Chamonix would make you read.
Yeah.
Usually Catholic schools stay away from that kind of stuff.
No, because I did read it for
Oh, and like
North
grade
Catholic.
school? Or for North. Oh,
For
wow.
North Catholic, yeah.
Huh.
I can't recommend it at all.
Then I'll keep it on the shelf.
J.D. Salinger's a hack.
Yeah. Didn't you? No, was that something else? To Kill a Mockingbird just had a sequel released, right? Or a prequel.
Not just, but no, it was a sequel.
It was a couple years ago.
It's a set of Watchmen.
Yeah.
Where the store opened at 7 a.m. to celebrate the release. Yeah.
Why?
Nobody came in for it.
I
Nobody
don't know
wanted
why.
it because it was as bad as the first one.
And isn't she dead?
She real dead.
Yeah.
She real dead.
Like they found the transcripts of this
Yeah.
book and they compiled it together. And
like
finished it?
I think one of her siblings embezzled from her, so she like
No.
died penniless.
Oh yeah.
Like most starving artists.
Yeah.
True.
Like, I didn't read that for school. I read that like just to do it, just to say I did, and I regret it.
I might have to read it just to say I did, just so I can regret it as well.
Yeah.
It's one of those books you
Just hear
gotta
about.
read.
Yeah.
Quotes.
Like I didn't get the impression that the main character was a good or decent guy. Like you're just another Southern racist. You just think you're better than everybody else in your town because you're not in a relationship with your sister, and you have a degree in law.
I mean, by Southern standards, that does make you better than most
By
people.
Southern standards, that makes you like God. But
It
yeah,
kind of just sounds like the whole book he's just complaining.
he is.
Isn't it like a coming
He
of
is,
age
and he's
story too?
no. Well, because he has a daughter. Yeah, a little
Okay.
bit. Scout, I think is her name, and then she's the main character of the second book.
There's a second book.
The Rye and the Catcher.
No, Mockingbird.
Oh. Wait, was that what you were talking
Wait,
about?
hold on,
the
what
whole
are we
time?
talking
Because you were talking about Mockingbird.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were still on.
Jesus.
I've read neither of those,
Yeah, I'm saying it.
so that's why
We're on
it could have been anything.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the hell we were talking about.
Yeah, we're uncultured swine.
A little bit.
I'm really uncultured, so it's fine.
So Pat,
Yeah, you're next.
The worst book I've ever had to read for school, off the top of my head, was probably this book called Hatchet, and I don't even remember who wrote it. You read it, and
Gary
I
Paulson.
can
read
tell
it.
by the look on your face that you liked it.
I loved it.
I didn't.
It's Gary Paulson. There's
Gary
a whole
Paulson.
series.
I enjoyed like certain parts,
I'm not
but
surprised that you like it because it's all
Yeah.
Boy Scout survival shit.
That's kind of
Right,
the reason
right.
why I like
Yeah.
it.
but I didn't, just because it was really slow, which kind of makes sense because of the content, but at the same time, like I was really just waiting for something to happen. It
And
was just a
nothing
description of every little thing that he was doing, every time he ate a meal, every time he found seeds and berries and got diarrhea from it. Like it just,
his,
and then like all of a sudden he got rescued.
It sounds like fan fiction of the Oregon Trail game.
It's exactly what it is, pretty much.
Dude
And
gets dropped from a plane, survives
yeah.
for like 4 or 5 months until winter, and then he gets picked up.
Why is he dropped from a plane?
Well, the plane crashed.
Oh,
I was being generous.
Well,
he doesn't get
Jesus.
dropped.
I mean,
um,
he did.
It's a toss up between that and Beloved by Toni Morrison,
oh, that's on my list too.
which is recent. And that book,
You didn't watch the movie? Oh shit, the movie.
the movie, there's a scene where Oprah pees for like a good,
A minute.
like if you know that meme where Oprah's peeing on the ground just repeatedly, it's from the movie of that book.
Man, Oprah's has an interesting history.
We
She
timed
does.
it, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And then we found a video of like what was it, like a 2-hour loop of her just pissing.
Yes.
Great stuff. We actually watched it for a good 5 minutes, way longer than I thought I would.
You know what it was? It was very calm. and meditative.
But her face looked desperate. Like she was like, I need to get this out of me.
Right.
We're
But
talking
I
about-
felt very calm. Just the
sounded,
dulcet sound of
it
the
sounded
pouring
like
of
a
her piss.
fountain in a square. Except it was Oprah looking at you like she was about to kill somebody. Just aggressively pissing for like 2 straight hours.
Already then.
It wasn't.
That's not why I hate the book, though.
I wouldn't say it was aggressive.
I don't hate the book because Oprah pissed in the movie version. I hate
God.
the book. I hate the book because it's just really all over the place. And
Yeah.
the dialogue is tough to follow, which I get because it's written in like the dialect and
Yeah, it's very
like
time period accurate.
yeah.
Yeah, because not only is it like the Southern dialect, but it's Black Southern dialect.
I understand and I appreciate its significance to the African American community, but it's not really a story that I like personally. Just the way it's
Yeah.
written, I'm not a fan of, and it was really tough getting through it.
Because it's a messy ghost story.
Yeah, it's very messy.
I enjoyed it though. That's
The symbolism behind it's cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And I like the amount of I would say like the amount of work that went into
Oh,
it,
absolutely.
because it was a lot of effort, I would imagine.
Because
to
I
write
think
it
it's like
that.
really roughly based on a true story.
Probably.
Like really roughly.
Yeah.
Like she got it from like a newspaper clip
Mhm.
of somebody doing that to her children, murdering them because of the same situation. She didn't want to go back into slavery. But
you could probably look that up. And
probably find
find
it
out.
somewhere late
Because
1800s.
there's
But it was,
a chance that she also got it passed down through oral tradition.
it's very true. That could be. But yeah, it's a cool concept. It's just the whole. On the whole, I didn't enjoy it at all.
I read that book in a single sitting when I went to. Yeah.
Good lord.
Well, I took Miss to take her praxis.
Oh,
So I just.
so you had time to kill.
Yeah. So I just sat and read it.
I mean, there was no pressure when we read that book. We weren't going to be tested on it, didn't have to write a paper on it. It was just kind of reading it to read it.
Twice in the same semester.
Sweet.
So I didn't touch it the second time.
Nope.
I'm so
I didn't
sorry.
even touch it the first time. I got halfway through it and I was like, Spark,
Did-
this.
Do we not have anything for it for Rampelli?
No, we had nothing.
Okay.
It was pretty nice. It was kind of like wrapping up the semester.
Yeah, because it's the
I think.
last thing we did.
Yeah, I think I also begged her not.
Because we wrote 2 papers for FIC.
Yeah, on that book, and I didn't read more than 5 pages of it. It's amazing. I don't know how the hell I did that. Especially for
internet.
him.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, never mind. I haven't touched a single page of that 8-page paper I've been talking about. I did the outline for it, though, so that's the hardest part.
I guess it's my turn.
It's your turn.
Yes, it is.
I probably would have to say Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice.
That was like the only one I liked.
I forgot about all of those books.
They're
Yeah.
all sitting there.
I
I
repressed
really
them.
tried to forget about these books, but I couldn't. I like some of the ones that you guys hated, like Sense and Sensibility. I
Mhm.
enjoed that.
I didn't mind that.
I was
one
like
as much.
ambivalent about it.
And Emma, I enjoyed it a little bit
Emma
more.
was okay.
And I also liked what's it called? Manfield Park.
Emma was,
Or-
Mansonfield Park.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why I liked it so
Yeah.
much, because of the comparison to the monsters. That was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. But Pride and Prejudice, I mean, it's kind of like a blanket over Jane Austen. I don't
Yeah.
like her in general, but
Oh, yeah.
that one stood out because of how overhyped it was.
yes.
There was a lot of
Yeah.
build up to it, considering it was one of her more popular books.
I only hated it because we had to watch, or I had to watch Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
That was the best part. That entire class. That and Clueless. That was awesome.
Clueless was good.
Wrote my final paper on it.
I would say I was kind of bummed about not being in the discussion for Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, but I was in Seattle, so I'm not.
You didn't miss much.
Yeah.
It was a lot of back and forth theory.
Of course.
About zombies
Yeah.
specifically.
Like what they represented.
Like we were
Yeah,
all
that's
just
what I
saying
figured.
some out of this world shit that just barely made sense, but Rampelli ate it up.
Oh, yeah.
The zombies represent healthcare.
A single payer system.
And then I think one of us at one point was like, "What if the zombies are just fucking zombies?" Like,
That was you. It was either you or I.
yeah, I was like, "Hold on,
Because a cigar can never just be a cigar.
Rampelli, are you sitting down for this?" What if they're
Zombies
just the
were
undead?
zombies
Buckle
because
up.
they couldn't sell Pride and Prejudice the modern day teenagers.
I think that's exactly what I said verbatim.
Yes.
I mean, in the world of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
You know, how do you sell a wedding plot or a marriage plot?
With
You can't.
zombies.
Yes.
You just throw zombies in there.
Because I think the follow-up to that was Sense and Sensibility and Sea Monsters.
Yes.
Wait, is that a real thing?
That's a real
Yeah,
thing.
it's the sequel to.
Yeah.
Well, not really a sequel, but it's a separate.
Yeah.
Same author.
I mean, good for her.
Him, Seth Ramser,
Um,
guy that wrote Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter,
That's a great book.
which is a really good book.
That's a good book.
Yeah,
The movie
it's
was
It's a
terrible.
Garbage
Movie
movie.
was terrible.
Garbage
Book-
ass movie.
The book, I read it when it first came out, and I legitimately thought that was a
It
historical
was-
document.
Yeah, it was super well done, super research.
Yeah. I was young, and I was like, "Oh my god, this man is so much crazier than we thought." There's a world out there that we're not aware of.
Would you say it was very similar to Dracula?
No. This felt legitimately
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
There were pictures
Oh,
that were photoshopped. They were
Beautifully
vampires. Every time I saw somebody with sunglasses on, a week later, I was like, "That guy's a vampire." It was.
I gotta read this book.
It's written. You would like it a lot.
It's somewhere on my shelves.
I'll just borrow it from the library in Casey.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's no late fees.
He's got more books in here than our school library does.
Well, there's more in my closet too.
I'm sure.
You have a closet of books.
I do.
Which closet? That's
I have one
breaking
closet.
the fourth wall here for a
I
moment.
have one closet.
Oh, there was one hiding behind that other door.
I have an,
Oh, that's it.
I have an armoire
That's alright.
Wow.
Never mind.
that's covered with dinosaurs and a very old bottle of whiskey.
I see it.
I got that. I want to say about 15 years ago.
Is there another book that you hate?
Did
Honestly, all the ones that I didn't like, I either just didn't read or I just erased them from my memory.
So how about good ones?
Good ones? I guess we'll wrap it back around the Casey.
I only have two. We're still in the best school books.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only could think of two. Tender Buttons and Canterbury Tales.
Canterbury Tales. I read the the normal English version.
Mhm.
I loved it. I
It's
loved every single
Super
minute.
interesting.
Yeah.
There's so
Especially
much
because it
going
was
on.
so goddamn long ago.
Yeah.
And it still managed to make me laugh. I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah, it's really good.
If you get the chance, watch the whole movie.
The porno
Yeah, that one.
that you showed us, or
Yes.
the actual.
Yes.
No, that's not a porno.
No,
this
that's
is
the
an
movie.
actual
This is-
thing.
It will 70s cinema in Italy was just
happened to
basically
be
softcore porn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, it was Canterbury Tales. So
But it doesn't look like any of it had to do with the actual Canterbury Tales.
So the bit I showed you guys where they're all in hell,
Yeah.
that's not the book.
Right.
That's just the director,
interpreting
going
on.
carte blanche.
Okay, so everything before that actually is
Yeah.
relatively
Yeah.
accurate. Okay.
Yeah.
But he picks and chooses.
Yeah. of
I
course.
think basically most of what we read for class is in the movie.
It's just a shame we never got to finish it.
It's good. I kept my copy. I think I only got it for $2, so I kept it.
Yes.
I got mine with the cover ripped off.
Is that because you stole it? Did you stole money?
And what was the other one? Tender Buttons.
Tender Buttons.
Who's that by?
Gertrude Stein.
Say it one more time.
Gertrude Stein.
Roses of roses, roses of roses of roses of roses of rose.
I brought that up in class on Thursday.
Really?
Yeah, because we're reading naturalism. I'm like, I hate naturalism, and I miss my Stein.
So good. I'm so thrilled I found a copy of.
I need to get myself a copy of any of her books. I don't even care.
It was I think
Tender Buttons is good.
Yeah.
And what is it? Made in America or what? Something like that.
that was just an essay. I think.
I mean, it's still.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's still the same style where it's just ridiculous.
What a book. What a nightmare of a book, and I absolutely loved it.
If I get the chance, I'm going to teach that in my classes.
You need to,
Students need to be made aware of this woman.
especially if you do a section on poetry.
Poetry and modern.
Yeah, just show them some conventional, boring shit, and then you spring the Stein.
You spring the Stein. That's
Literally
gonna be
like
a
looking
signature
at a
move.
Picasso painting, but in word
You're
form.
looking into the abyss, and the abyss just shouts, "Rub her coke."
Rubber Coke. When Rampelli said that out loud last semester, I almost lost my shit. Because there's so many different ways you could interpret that.
Yeah,
rub her cocaine. Just misspelled cock, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, she definitely did it on purpose.
It's just,
Absolutely. It's definitely suggestive.
it's,
I mean,
it's
the
basically
entire-
the only poem I've ever memorized.
I mean, the entire title, Tender Buttons, is just a euphemism for
Nipple.
nipples.
Yeah. Did you not know
Oh,
that?
you didn't know that?
I was too afraid to ask. That's what I was
No.
thinking, though.
Yeah.
No,
Like, when I think tender buttons, this is what I'm, like,
Yeah.
picturing.
Yeah, and she was a local. She was from,
Yeah.
like, southeastern PA.
Oh, shit.
Maybe not Philadelphia, but she was very close.
Yeah.
Gertie Gert.
So, I mean,
Doesn't
like,
she have a house here?
I think so.
Probably.
Sort of close.
Her and Poe.
Yeah, I know he does.
Could not bring up Poe.
He's not the worst.
I just don't. I'm tired of hearing about Poe.
He's overrated for sure.
Yeah.
But I love him.
I hate reading Poe, but I don't mind listening to him.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Shakespeare. Like, you gotta hear him.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a performing thing.
Yeah.
And that's the way he wrote it,
Right.
with all of his B's and P's.
Yeah.
Who did we watch a Poe video?
Yeah, it was, he was in Citizen Kane.
Orson Welles?
Yeah.
Was it?
That was really
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
He
Or
does a
He
great
read The
job.
Telltale Heart, didn't he?
Or-
Yeah,
Didn't we watch one with Jeffrey Combs?
we might have.
We watched a couple.
Because that's the one I know.
Because
But I
Dr.
know-
Mike fell asleep a
I
lot in that class.
Yeah.
So,
I desperately wish she was still there.
Well, because she's skirting the fine line between this world and the next.
Yes, she is definitely on her way.
I mean, she definitely had a theory about the Holy and trying to kill her.
Yes, she did.
They certainly killed her career.
Mm,
They forced her to retire.
yeah,
Because she was basically dead. Like, she was shambling around the
She
halls.
could have like did a FaceTime class or something.
Just get
I
her a
would have
scooter.
attended.
Absolutely.
Just get her a scooter and she could have
would
scooted
never
around
had
class.
to have done shit
Yeah.
in that class.
She was amazing.
Well, that and she was tiny enough that they could have, like, hodored her.
Yep.
Like, gotten one of the basketball players just to carry her on their back.
I hope she's having a good day today, wherever she is. Not stepping in dog shit either.
Being investigated by the FBI.
Jesus.
For killing 3 of her husbands.
That we know of.
One of them. I mean,
One of them's still in her house. in a
nobody's
box.
going to suspect you if you keep your husband on you at all times.
That's true.
Good point. All right, enough about that. All right, Pat.
So we're talking about best books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably either The Things They Carried, which is a book about the Vietnam War, or
Good one.
Tuesdays with Maury by Mitch Albom. That book made me weep like a baby. That was really good.
When I worked at Barnes, that's all I would suggest for people going through mourning and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
It really helps you cope with really depressing things.
It's a solid book.
Big Fish is, I think, good for that, too. The movie and the book.
Mhm.
It's a nice way to cope with loss.
But yeah, there weren't really too many in high school or grade school aside from the 2 I just mentioned that I really loved. In college, though, and probably Dracula was really damn good. And I've never read that before, but that was
Super cool.
really good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
really good.
There's so
I
much
wasn't
going
expecting it to be. I thought it was just going to be like one of those
on. Like a monster flick.
sort of like or Victorian things that gets too far ahead of itself and gets too wordy, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's super creepy. And
Yeah.
beautifully
Like I was
atmospheric.
genuinely creeped out reading it
Yeah.
while I listened to it. But
Still, I'm doing my paper on that.
I
Like,
think
for the
it's-
rest of the semester.
so
I, as much as I love Frankenstein, I think it's a better book
yeah.
than Frankenstein.
I
I
read
think
both
Frankenstein's
this semester.
more of like a really, really long epistolary poem.
Yeah.
It's not that long of a book, which is odd.
It's not.
No.
I think Dracula.
But
is
it takes
longer.
forever to get
Yes.
through it.
Dracula is easily another 200 pages
Yeah.
on top of
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
And it's got one of the funniest movies I've ever seen.
Never seen any Dracula. Well, other than Hotel Transylvania.
Actually, I saw the like the classic from the 30s.
It's good.
It's pretty good.
If you're gonna do movies, I'd recommend for laughs the Coppola one with Keanu Reeves.
His British accent is
Yeah.
unreal.
It's
so bad.
ridiculous.
I'll have to see
But
it.
Anthony Hopkins is a great Van Helsing, and Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman's
is
phenomenal.
amazing Dracula.
Phenomenal. They made him look so weird,
Yes.
but he's phenomenal.
Wait, Gary Oldman's in
Gary
that?
Oldman is Dracula.
Wow.
Remember the picture that Rampelli looked up where his head was shaped like a heart?
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
Gary Oldman.
No way.
Yes.
I swear to God.
And there's some
Wow.
outstanding makeup work in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Only thing that's severely lacking is Keanu Reeves' English accent. He should have just not even.
And
tried.
Winona Ryder's.
Hers, I forgot about
she's
hers.
in that
Yeah,
too.
is she Mina or Lucy?
She is Mina. I think she's Mina. Yeah.
Are you sure? Wait, who directed this?
Francis Ford Coppola.
You sure it wasn't like what's his face?
Boy, you came into this joke unprepared.
Just spacing today. It's the weather, I swear. Never mind. I'm aborting. I'm jumping ship.
Oh shit. But the better Dracula films are the Hammer films. So they're from the 70s. It was a series of films that the Brits did with, like, their big actors were Peter Cushing and Christopher
Lee. Yeah, he
Yes.
played Dracula.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's like the really popular one.
Then they also did all really good Frankenstein movies, where Cushing was Dr. Frankenstein and Christopher Lee played the monster. And there's a really neat one where you question if the monster was real
Mm-hmm.
and if Cushing was just doing all the killing. Really nicely done.
Should probably watch a couple Dracula films.
Aside from Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah.
Which is also in its own right pretty good.
I didn't hate the first one.
No, the first one was good.
The first-
Surprisingly,
The
good.
first one we
Like,
played in Barnes.
Yeah.
And I you know why I think I didn't hate it because it was Gennady Tartakovsky, the guy that made Samurai
Oh,
Jack.
Yeah. The second one wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible, I think.
Is that the one where
They have a kid.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little weird, but it's interesting to see them trying to get him, the baby, become a vampire. They're like throwing him off shit.
Yes, that was weird. That was weird.
It's very odd, but it's funny. The third one, they were on a cruise ship or something like that. It's on Netflix now.
Yeah, I'm starting to run out of ideas.
Yeah.
As soon as a cruise ship is introduced, it's like, okay, this is like a special
I
edition.
mean,
like,
look at Sweet Life of Zack and
exactly my point.
Cody. They threw him on a cruise ship.
And then and that didn't last very long, did it?
No.
Lasted longer than anybody thought it would.
I don't know which one it is, but one of those kids is on Riverdale.
Yeah, it's Cole, isn't it?
Sure.
I think it's Cole.
Yeah, it's Cole Sprouse. The other one like put his penis on Tumblr or something like that. And it was just like, I can do what I want.
Whoops.
Doesn't he like think he's Jesus or something? He's got like Casey length hair.
I don't think he thinks that anymore, but he does own a meadery up in New York.
That is the most hipster thing I've ever heard in my life.
He's doing it really, really well. Like making
I'm always
big
down.
bucks.
Let's take the trip.
I'm down.
Let's do it.
All
How about
right,
you,
road trip.
Dave? What kind of good books are you into?
You kind of took a one of mine.
What was that?
Dracula.
Oh, you were thinking that too? My bad.
Dude, Dracula's banging.
It is good.
It is.
It's got this tone to it.
And there's also so much going on
Yeah.
while not being over your head with it.
Right.
Keep up the discussion, BRB.
Sure. And I think a really cool thing about it is the fact that it's written in
Yeah.
epistolary
and
form,
and it is very true
because you don't really know what exactly is going on,
Yeah.
but you have a feeling, and then when it actually happens, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, even the newspapers, like when they throw that in there, it just adds this other element to the story where you're like,
newspapers and all the additional data. That
yeah.
it kind of.
I feel like there's a detective giving me these letters and saying, here's what we have for the case so far.
Or it's almost as if it's the meta reading that I was trying to persuade, and I'm writing my first paper on for Randelli.
I'm writing mine on sexy vampire women.
Well,
That
you
sounded so much more misogynistic than I meant it to.
It did.
Really just how they're used as a symbol for
The women of the time.
sexual liberation.
Yeah.
So if anything, it's the opposite of misogynistic.
And I guess, kind of keeping in with that theme, I really, really like Frankenstein. too.
Frankenstein is my favorite of all time.
Read both of them this semester.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be bringing Frankenstein in for my secondary source for my final paper. I already talked
Really?
about it. Yeah. So it should be really good.
Yeah,
Because it's a similar theme.
Yeah, it's just written in a different style.
Yeah, and it's the same time period, right? Victorian?
Nah.
Or did Frankenstein come after?
I think Frankenstein was a little closer to the Romantic period, but
Okay.
it was
like on that. cusp.
about that time. Like, it was way before.
Yeah.
Let me look it up, actually, because I know they're not too far off, but it probably different periods.
Yeah.
And
Because they have the same theme of science versus the supernatural,
Right.
taking it too far.
And that kind of started with the Romantic period,
Yeah.
but like really blossomed in the Victorian.
Yeah.
What
are we talking about?
It was published.
Frankenstein and Dracula.
It was published.
I think Dracula was
Oh
first.
yeah, definitely romantic. It was 1818.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which makes sense because she was married to Percy, and he
Right.
was.
Yeah.
He was a dick.
She lost her virginity on her mother's grave. Did you know that?
Wait, Shelley?
Yep.
No way.
Mary
Wow.
Wollstonecraft.
Who was also
Would
another
have been-
very good writer.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Feminist.
Yeah.
I
Was
think
it Phantomina?
Probably,
I believe?
yeah. Probably would have turned over in her grave if she would have known that she. Some
I mean,
people were
like,
getting jiggy on it.
I mean, it's pretty badass.
It's badass.
I mean,
And then
like,
she kept Percy's calcified heart in a jar after he died.
That's super Dr.
that's
Frankenstein. of her.
fucking metal.
Crazy.
That's
Like, I want to
metal.
give her a high five for that one.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Oh, you need to tell Dr. Fick about that metal band. Because I don't feel like emailing him.
The metal band.
Panopticon?
Oh, no. No. I don't want to make that man tempted to give me another Foucault assignment.
I wanted to give me more beer.
He does make a good brew.
It was good.
I'll
Water. It's real good.
have to try it.
Are you allergic to vanilla,
No.
cinnamon,
Nope.
nutmeg,
Nope.
ginger,
Nope.
allspice?
Let me guess it. This is the closest we'll ever get to kissing. Pretty good.
You gotta let us in on your tongue.
Yeah.
No, good. I'll pass. If
It's just the IPA aftertaste.
yeah, the hoppiness.
Yeah.
The hoppiness is hopping all over your
Ooh.
tongue.
Well, it's more malty than anything else.
If I were to pick a second book that I really enjoyed reading in high school, it'd probably be Hamlet. My senior year.
Hamlet's good.
Just the way the teacher taught it made Shakespeare exciting,
Yeah.
which is very hard to do.
What is?
Did you
So-
ever see the I think it was like early 2000s? They made a movie of Hamlet, but put it in present day, or at least at present time.
Ethan Hawke.
Yes,
That's a great movie.
but they kept the dialogue.
Yeah.
So it's a very modern business setting.
No,
It
It
with
was
the
on
Shakespeare.
Netflix. It might still
Yeah.
be.
I'll have to check it
It's
out.
pretty good.
It's way better than the Romeo and Juliet
Yes.
one they did.
well, that's
I actually
that's
loved
so-
it though.
oh, it's
I
so
love
bad.
it with the Baz
I
Luhrmann
love
one.
it because of how bad it is.
Mm.
Like the
Disgusting.
beginning gas station scene where they fight and blow up the whole place is amazing
It's Baz
because it's so
Luhrmann,
campy
right?
and stupid. I think so. It's got Claire Danes. I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah,
of
the
Claire
one
Danes.
that we watched in class had Robin Williams in it. I forget who played Hamlet. Yeah, Robin Williams was.
So you feel that?
No, it was towards the end. He was like kind of a servant. I forget his name in the play.
I don't know.
Rosencrantz, Guildenstern.
I
No,
love
it wasn't
that.
his friend. He was on the older side. It was during the early 2000s.
I love Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead.
Yes, I had that. It's amazing.
It's so good. Did you ever watch the movie?
No.
You should watch the movie.
All right, I'll
There's a
check
lot
it out.
of really fun visuals, and Tim Roth and Gary Oldman play so well together. And did you watch Game of Thrones, the show?
Yeah.
Ser Jorah
I love him.
is Hamlet.
Really?
Yes, a
That's
very
awesome.
young Ser Jorah.
Wow.
Huh.
Because he's great.
Yeah.
I like him.
I'll have to check it out.
He's in a lot of stuff that nobody really
Mhm.
realizes he's in.
Yes.
Like you're like, wait, is that
It is.
Jorah Mormont? But
Did you ever see Hamlet 2?
No.
is that the one with what's his face?
Steve Coogan. Hilarious.
How is there a sequel?
It's not.
It's
It's
Like, how does that make sense?
Steve Coogan plays a teacher of a failing drama program in a
Uh,
shitty like southwestern high school.
Yeah.
So he puts on Hamlet 2 to try and save the drama department.
I'll have to check that one
You
out
should
too.
really need to watch it.
You'll have to text me these because I'll forget.
Or you could just write them down in the
That's
book
a lot.
that's sitting next to you.
It's
Let's
so much more work than what it's worth.
Dink.
Dinkelberg.
Dinkelberg.
Are we moving on from best and worst school books?
Yeah. So
Okay.
whatever's next.
What is the most overhyped book or series you've ever come across or read? You go first, Pat. 'cause I
Me?
went first.
Oh man.
Do you not have anything?
I'm trying to think of like because
Book or series?
definitely is anybody saying Harry Potter?
No, I wasn't planning on it. So I actually enjoyed it.
Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. It's one of my favorite series, like top 10. But I think the craze has got to end at some point because it's just
Because you're sick of
yeah, they're great. on their own.
You're sick of J.K. Rowling just kind of
Just adding
retconning
stuff
things?
arbitrarily.
Yeah.
Completely arbitrary.
Wizards just shit in the hallways.
Right.
And you check
And
to
then
clean it up.
That's like a fever dream. Like, I swear I've dreamt about that before. And, like, now it's a reality, and I don't know which is which anymore. Because...
It's the Mandela effect.
Exactly.
You've
Like,
entered the universe where it's Berenstein Bears.
like, I pull out my phone and I go on Twitter, and everybody's talking about, like, oh, witches and wizards just pooped and peed. And, like, just waved their wands, and it was gone. I was like, I wish I could fucking do that. I would, all the time.
I mean,
Jealous?
you can. It won't disappear, but you can.
Yeah, but, like, this defeats the purpose. I have before, recently.
I mean,
told you
you
guys.
can get your toilet Bluetooth activated, and every time you wave a wand in front of it, it'll just disappear.
Yeah, but, like, I want to poop my pants. You know? Like, I just want to have freedom. Doesn't everybody just want to shit their pants
No,
once in
not
a while?
really.
No.
I mean, no.
I'm German, but I'm not that German.
Oh my god.
So anyway, yeah, I just think it's like the stories are
That's
great.
the worst thing the Germans are known for.
Is pooping the pants? They're pooping the pants.
They're very fond of poop.
Why do you think, wasn't, The Human Centipede, wasn't that a German film, or was that Japanese?
No, it's American.
Is it American?
Yeah.
I thought it was like...
The bad guy is German.
Yeah.
Dude, the bad doctor in Human Centipede
Hmm.
has one of the coolest names I've ever heard. His name is Dieter Laser.
Sounds like an EDM band that never made it.
Yeah, that is his name, Dieter Laser.
Neater.
Amazing.
Neater.
Totally unrelated. But now that we're talking about really cool names, there's a guy that just got drafted by some football league, not the NFL, but his name is Poop Johnson. I'm not kidding. His fucking first name is Poop. His name is Poop Dick.
Hang
like,
on.
it's-
I need to confirm this. Poop Johnson.
Poop Johnson. Look it up. I swear to God.
It's the third thing that comes up.
Poop Dick.
No, his name is not really Poop. His name is Corey.
Then why did
I don't
the
know.
article I read? Pretty sure it was Fox.
Okay, so here's it. Poop found his nickname, or his nickname found him when he was playing college football for the Kentucky Wildcats.
Shit his pants.
The defensive tackle was asked about his fluctuating weight, so he was honest about his bowel movements. Quote, I try to poop like 5 times, 3 times a day, so it's hard to keep weight when you've got so much going out. End quote.
Jesus.
The strangest way to get a nickname I've ever heard.
Johnson.
And that must have been like from a coach too.
No, there was a reporter that asked him that question.
Oh, reporter?
Yeah, because they have to keep weight, and his weight kept going up and down, so apparently he was just crapping his brains out.
Wow.
It's like calling me Fart Mary because I fart on the elevator a lot.
It is the thing
You've
you
heard it
just do.
here. We've got fart.
Fart Murray.
My name's not Pat anymore, guys. It's Fart. Just Fart.
So now you have to introduce yourself to that every time.
Yep. That's a thing now. Sorry, Pat.
Ass
I mean,
Sorry, fart.
expectoration.
Sorry, Fart.
Ass puke. That one was way more aggressive.
That's really
It's a great
impressive.
metal band name.
Ass puke.
Ass puke.
On that note,
Anyway, back to Harry Potter. I just think like the books are great, movies are slightly less great but still pretty good, and
I hate the movie.
I just Fantastic Beasts is good.
well, it's fantastic.
They're
It's a series
great.
is
I haven't
good.
seen the second one yet. But
So, as much as I like the first one, it's boring.
yeah, a lot of stuff
Nothing
happening that
no,
doesn't
nothing
happen.
happens.
The second one, it's nothing but stuff happening,
Okay,
and
cool.
none of it makes sense.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
they're gonna find a balance in the third
And
one, hopefully.
like weirdly young Dumbledore.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Who
I feel
is
about
teaching
Jude
you?
Law
So-
playing him.
I actually,
It's pretty good.
I actually had a thought
Really?
about that.
Hmm.
Like, I'm not a Harry Potter weeaboo, but I just thought, okay, well, like, do we know at what point he gets the super wand?
Yeah. He doesn't have it yet, I don't think. I think Grindelwald still has it in the movie.
Okay, I didn't see this.
And he doesn't get it until basically the final movie of this series.
Okay.
He'll be getting it.
So my theory is that the reason he's so old in the current Harry Potters because they're set in what the 20s,
Yeah.
and then the Harry Potter series is like the 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ends in
So-
97.
Okay, so like the wand is so strong it just eats his life force, or it takes that heavy of a toll on him.
I mean, he was also born in like the late 1800s.
Right.
So
Right. So
he was.
that's
he was
my
a solid
theory.
Couple hundred,
Game
like 100 and
theory.
some It was a couple hundred years old by then.
Yeah, I think they messed up a lot of continuity stuff too with the movies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Which is
gonna-
funny because J.K. Rowling actually had a very large part in making them.
She wrote them.
Yeah.
She wrote the
I mean,
screenplays.
So, like, you're fucking yourself up, J.K.
There's two big things that in the second one that are contended a lot, and that's Dumbledore teaching defense against the dark arts, which is a big thing,
Mm-hmm.
and McGonagall also makes an appearance.
Does she?
Yep.
Yes.
Love
Who
Maggie.
plays her?
What?
Who plays her?
It's like an
Just
extra
new
passing
person.
by.
Oh, it's not Maggie Smith.
No, it's not. It's a young McGonagall, which doesn't make any sense because the movie takes place in 1928. She wasn't
yet.
born until 1938. So, yeah, there's like a whole entire theory going on that she used a time turner to go back in time to help Dumbledore fight Grindelwald, and it's just reaching so much. I don't know how J.K.
I
is
love
going to
Maggie
write herself
Smith.
out of the hole.
She was like,
Anytime you introduce time travel to something, that's another thing that pissed me off was the cursed child. That
Yeah.
should not have been a thing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
is
The
it,
play.
wait,
It doesn't.
It's like
exist.
the eighth. Exactly. Okay. Okay.
wait, the time travel thing bothered you, but not the fact that Dumbledore got his, or Voldemort got his dick wet.
That bothered me too.
That-
I didn't even read it.
I didn't read it either.
Okay.
I just.
I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
I just
so,
saw time
so
travel and I
Harry
was like,
Potter's
forget it.
son makes a friend at Hogwarts.
Yeah, his daughter.
Yeah,
I know all about it, but
Yeah.
I didn't read it. I
Yeah.
refused to buy it.
yeah.
I
So
bought it. Haven't.
Voldemort and
collected
Bellatrix bang, and they have a kid.
Yeah, which is against Voldemort's character completely.
dust. Absolutely.
Right.
That man doesn't care
He
about
was void
sex.
of love
Yeah.
and anything.
Well, sex has nothing to do with love.
I know, but he was void of having any type of physical connections with anybody.
Right. Right.
He
which-
didn't want anything.
like
to do
he doesn't touch people.
Yeah.
I think his
He
penis
just
has
has
snake
wand
eyes.
to do that shit.
I think his dick is a penis. Or
His dick is a penis. I would hope so.
his dick is a snake.
That's a new ringtone.
It is.
Magony, more like dick in you.
Oh, and they explain explain where Nagini comes from. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Right. and
Yeah.
A lot of people are real mad about that.
It's interesting to say.
Where
the
does she
least.
come from?
She's an what's the term? Animagus.
No, way. It was
no,
a person?
Yes.
No, it's not an animagus. It's a blood curse.
That's a blood curse.
Yeah, and she
Okay.
turns into a snake permanently.
Yes. So the big issue was that it was an Asian American woman,
Yes.
and there was this whole thing about Asian Americans being villainized in movies. Yeah.
But she's fantastic.
Sure.
She is probably
But,
one
like,
of the best
she doesn't-
actresses
At that
in
point,
movies.
she's not a villain, so I don't know what to.
No, she's actually really sweet.
You
And
were
she's
making
on the
a
good
big
guy
deal
side,
out of
too.
like make a big deal out of stuff that like makes sense.
I feel
Like Ghost in the Shell, man, that made sense.
like this is all leading
Kind
up
of.
to the big battle.
Besides it being a bad movie,
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all leading up to that final battle in movie number 5.
that final money maker.
Yep.
I just-
that's what everyone's hoping for.
I want like
Wait,
a
movie number 5.
yeah.
She
There's
has
gonna be
5
like
lined up.
yeah for this series.
and that's all she's doing.
How are you going to squeeze 5? You barely got one movie.
I just want to see like
I don't know.
I want to see something that's set in the same universe that has nothing to do with any characters that we know,
I
like
would-
way back.
Victor Crumb.
Yeah, something like that. Like
His rise to fame.
I also want a solid Quidditch video game.
Yeah, other than the crappy one we got for PS2.
We don't talk about that.
Does it have
I think
to?
it's
Can it be
pretty
VR?
Huh?
Can
Sure.
it be VR? I think it should
I
be
think
VR.
it would be dangerous.
They should give you like a dual option.
Well, no,
Yeah.
you don't have to like run around your house like a goddamn idiot. Just
Wait,
yeah.
wait, did EA produce that?
I think they
game?
did. Yeah.
They should just
'Cause
make
they-
another one.
they
and
made
skip
the-
graphics.
No, because if EA does it, then it'll be loot boxes and
So many
microtransactions.
microtransactions. That's all it is anymore.
Yeah.
No, didn't they just produce the new free to play game that's like
Apex.
Titanfall? Yeah.
No, that was
No,
Respawn
no.
Studios.
Anthem is the replacement for Titanfall 3.
Yeah.
But it looks pretty fine.
That's EA.
Yeah, that's EA.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, I was thinking of something.
No, Apex
No,
Legends
Apex
is something else.
Okay.
Because I think Apex is free to play.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do it because I don't do that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Because it looks like an Overwatch ripoff. Because there's a character that's legitimately just Bastion.
It's like if you mix Call of Duty and Overwatch, and that's not a good thing.
Well, do you remember the other one that came out? Battleborn? Do we have to? Yeah, that's true. Alright.
We're getting very.
This is why we need Miss.
That's why I'm trying to do my
I got
best.
This is-
Battleborn before Overwatch. It was terrible.
Yeah,
Um,
this is why we need Miss, because she kept us on our shit.
So, final thoughts on the Harry Potter series?
Garbage.
very good, but we got to put it to bed, or at least make something better. Because right now,
We do have something better. We have Harry Dresden.
Yeah,
mediocre.
Harry Dresden's really good. I haven't
Yes.
finished that book yet, but I love it.
You haven't finished that book yet.
School
You've had
started.
it for a goddamn year.
School started.
You've had it for a goddamn year, and it's like 300 pages.
I know. I'm a slow reader. I got 100 pages left.
Do you know how many books I've gone through in that period?
Yes, I know.
Yes, that stack.
Do you want to know how many books I've gone through in the period that I said that I stopped reading? None.
Great, yeah.
Okay, Dave.
The series that I think, I mean, I really don't even know. The one that I think is a little bit overhyped would be the Lord of the Rings,
Okay, that's fair.
because it's such a high bar getting into it because
Yeah.
it's so wordy
It's a huge.
with no real payoff.
He meanders a lot.
I just started, like we were talking about recently, I just started listening to the audiobooks for that.
Yeah.
And even that sometimes, and it's the one I'm listening to now is very well done. It's got the original score from his films in the background.
Is that the one by Dominic Monaghan?
No, it was fan made.
Okay.
And it's really hard to find.
Yeah, the only part of those that I remember and really enjoyed was Tom Bombadil.
Hmm.
Loved him. He was awesome.
Yeah.
He was.
It's a favorite part of that entire
When I read
series.
when I read the first one the first time, I was really confused by that because I was like, where was he in the movie? Because he seemed like a really important character.
Yeah.
But he freaked me out a little just
Oh, he was
because
weird.
you never know
I
where,
love him.
you don't know where he's coming from.
Yeah.
You don't know where he's going.
He's the forest.
You don't know where he came from, kind of Joe.
My issue with the books is that he wastes a lot of time on nothing.
And like
Like, there's-
talking about the past.
There's like pages devoted to just characters just singing as they
Mhm.
walk.
Yeah.
And
I skipped the songs usually.
Yeah,
I mean, like, but it's all part of his philosophy. I've read. I've done a lot of reading
Yeah.
into his philosophy,
right.
which is way more interesting than the books.
Yeah.
Silmarillion.
his friendship.
Brilliant.
Yeah, his friendship with C.S. Lewis is really interesting.
Yeah. And they almost have like complete and total like competing.
Oh, yeah.
philosophies.
They're
That's
super different.
beautiful.
Who else had a really interesting? Oh, Dickens and Doyle. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle and
Oh.
Charles Dickens.
Huh.
Yeah, they hunted ghosts together.
That's so cool.
Why
We
does
gotta
that
make a
make
series
sense?
about that.
Yeah.
It does make
Yeah,
sense. It's
like
the most Victorian thing I've
like
ever
they
heard.
founded a ghost hunting group
Holy shit.
together. Yeah, it's wild.
So, yeah.
Scared as Dickens. I think that's what it might have been called.
Shut up.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings. It's mostly the songs and
Mhm.
the going back and talking about the history and the description of just where they are.
I feel like if you were to just take the songs, I love the songs.
Yeah,
They were fun.
They're fine.
there's too many of them.
Yeah.
There was a good break from all the overwhelming amount of descriptions of walking.
I'm fine with the walking because I get it. Because what is the Canterbury Tales if not people just walking?
True, but he describes the
But
walking.
yeah,
Right,
like you
yeah.
you understand that everyone's walking into Canterbury Tales.
Right.
You know, what's his face doesn't.
Doesn't stop every 5 minutes and say, "Hey,
We're still walking.
we need to take a left."
I hate when
Let's
he'll
hide
have
in this
like
ditch.
a character openly talk about where they're at.
Or how about
Like,
second
oh, now
lunch?
we're here. This is
Second breakfast.
like
Second
since the age of the first men, like this is what it was,
Right.
and now it's this, and now it's this, and they gives you like a 20-page history
There's
of
a
like
lot-
a statue.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of recall.
Yeah,
It's like a Bible.
Yeah,
Right.
Robert Jordan does a lot of that for the Eye of the World, or the Eye of Time series.
Which is something I need to read.
It's
Another series.
it's super good, but remember he dies about halfway through,
Yeah,
and
somebody
then
picks
Brandon
up, right?
Sanderson picks it up. I haven't gotten to that point, but I haven't heard good things about him taking it over.
I hear Sanderson's a good author, but picking up someone else's,
Yeah.
it's got to be tough.
and especially something as big as that.
Yeah, well, I've got them all if you want, if you're curious.
I still got your first book with Harry
I
Dresden,
know.
so I mean,
Jesus Christ, God forbid I move and you
I'll
still
just
have
mail
my
it
shit.
to you.
As long as you remember, it's fine.
Have
Oh,
you
I-
read the Silmarillion though?
No, your receipt's in it, so I won't forget.
It's really good. It's not really something that you need like months
Yeah,
to pick it up.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like it's really cool how he just out of his ass just makes an
Is it-
entire world's history.
Is that one just him, or did his son?
His son finished it for
Okay,
him because he
that's
passed
what I was
away.
thinking of.
But
funnily enough, isn't that just what Pottermore is to Harry Potter?
pretty much. But this is like
But J.K. Rowling doesn't have the decency to die and stop tweeting nonsense.
yeah, for like lack of a better word, this is more epic. Like it's deeper and more well thought out, and like it actually
More
feels
solidified.
like you're reading it, and you feel like you're reading like the Bible of Middle Earth. Like it's so legit.
because it's centered around a single idea and not
Yeah,
a walk.
and it's complicated, and there are so many names. But after that, it's okay.
Yeah.
Did you see they're making a movie about him?
Yes.
Oh, about
It looks good.
Mhm.
J.R. Tolkien.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they're also there's a Amazon series also coming out too.
I'm so nervous about that.
You probably not, but have you watched the DC Comics show Legends of Tomorrow?
No.
You should. It's outstanding because it doesn't take itself seriously. Just about a group of time-traveling superheroes.
Isn't the guy from Prison Break in that?
Yes.
That's cool.
Unfortunately, he does die in like the first season. But he's great. He's one of the best parts of it. The two guys are in it.
Both of them?
Yes.
The brothers?
Yes. But I think the second season finale takes place on the battlefields of World War I with Tolkien.
Oh, wow.
Because he knows where the Spear of Destiny is.
That makes sense.
Like the spear that pierced the side of Christ.
Huh.
Yeah. Legends of Tomorrow is outstanding.
I'll have to check it
Sounds
out.
interesting.
It's-
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah.
I'll definitely have to check it out.
Tolerate the first season. The first season is not great, but it does set up a lot of good ideas and it sets up characters. Season 2, 3, and 4 are mwah, so good.
Because I know that Titan series.
It's
is,
not bad.
Really?
I don't hate it.
Huh. Because it looked atrocious.
It looks like shit, but it's pretty watchable. And then, because it also sets up Doom Patrol,
Okay.
which I don't know why I'm looking forward to watching Doom Patrol. I think it's just because Brendan Fraser's in it,
Yeah.
and I'm just really
I can't believe he's
just the voice of a guy.
Oh, but still, he's
But-
got work.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Brendan Fraser and stuff because I was worried about him for a while.
He doesn't have to pay alimony anymore, so he's really
That's
happy.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him. Because that's why
He's
he
back in the
disappeared.
game.
Yeah, that's why he disappeared because he went through an atrocious divorce, several mental health issues, and was broke as shit.
Wow.
But he doesn't do it anymore, so he's all good. Maybe we'll get a Mummy 4. That's all I care about.
Without Tom Cruise, right?
I don't want a mummy.
Hopefully not. I didn't know this, but they're like
I don't want
really trying to make a shared universe.
No, they're done.
Oh, they didn't.
They scrapped that idea. Yeah,
Thank you,
there
Jesus.
is an Invisible Man movie coming out,
But this is separate.
directed by, I think, Lee Wannell. Yeah, I think so. One of the guys from Saw.
Mm-hmm.
But we are getting an Invisible Man movie, but it's not part of the Dark Universe.
Yeah, the only horror shared universe thing I appreciate is Penny Dreadful. Even that's
That was okay.
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
That's fine. No, that's
But-
book related.
Yeah, no, I was
Yeah.
like, but I'm looking at time.
So my turn for most overhyped.
Yeah.
House of Leaves. I'm gonna go with. I liked. Okay, so I got.
BRB.
Wash your hands when you're done.
I will. Why would I not?
House of Leaves. I got as a birthday present, and I read it on my flight from Seattle.
Okay.
So in like a 6-hour span, I devoured it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed most of it.
Yeah.
Did you read it?
No. It's on my important books to read.
I have it if you want.
Of course you do. You said that every single thing so far.
I have stuff.
Gestures towards
Yes.
bookshelf.
It's frustrating because the interesting parts of House of Leaves keeps getting interrupted with a secondary storyline.
Huh.
So, like the main idea of the story is that there's this guy who later falls down the rabbit hole of drugs, finds this testament, finds this account of a house and a family that's dealing with the fact that for some reason another dimension has opened up in their home,
Huh.
and it's treated as like a first-person account. So it's basically like a found footage book.
That's interesting.
It's super interesting. That's the interesting part. But when it cuts back to the guy reading the accounts and watching the videos,
Yeah.
and his eventual descent into madness, that's where I lose interest because I don't care about that. But the parts where you're learning about the family living in this house and this mysterious space that's opened up in their house is really neat because of how detailed and at the same time how undetailed it is.
Yeah.
Because it's just this great big empty area that's, is either this great hall or a spiral staircase, which there apparently extends to infinity, and there may or may not be something hunting people in there.
Huh. And isn't it kind of written in like an epistolary type way?
No.
with like different styles and notes.
Oh yeah, yes it is. Yes.
And epistolary is a very loose term for that.
Super loose terms. So that's what threw me off. But there's also like an appendix because words will be highlighted throughout, and then it kind of does like the Mandela effect on your brain, where you go to one of the appendices and it says, "Oh, if you read this word in blue, it wasn't really there," and then it gives you the page number, and you go back and you try to find it, and it actually wasn't there.
What?
Yeah. So I appreciate the fact that it does kind of fuck with your head.
That's kind of amazing.
Yeah, but just the fact that it's so broken up and it's so choppy in the narrative, that's what kills it for me.
I get that. But that might be part of its creative structure.
That's absolutely part of the creative structure.
It kind of is weird.
Yeah. But I will recommend it. I won't not recommend it because it's an interesting experience.
Just a little bit overhyped with how good it actually is.
I've heard people go on and on about, like, almost to the point of, like, it's like David Foster Wallace, like Infinite Jest.
Yeah.
Like, people
We'll compare it to that.
Yeah. Just in terms of how revelatory and how life-changing it was. Hang on. You might need to expand your horizons.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
Like, I've read shit that I can legitimately say was life-changing.
Yeah.
This wasn't one.
I mean, everyone has individual experiences.
Right.
But it seems like I could look back and I could be like, wow, The Magicians was like a moment in my life where I learned that I loved reading.
Right. Or you can also go back and say, God, I was bored.
Yeah. So it's like everyone has a different experience with it.
Right.
But to compare it to something as a classic as Infinite Jest, I mean, like it's being taught in a lot of classes now.
Is it?
Yeah, I saw it on. It's being
God.
sold in the bookstore for like 2 classes. One of them is Nutters, but I digress.
That makes a lot of sense.
I digress.
You know who else loved him? Who else loved David Foster Wallace? Elizabeth Moore.
Makes sense. I see it.
Yeah. I tried Infinite Jest. I maybe got a quarter of the way through it,
That's impressive.
and I wanted to die.
I mean, isn't it just a book about a family?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's literally all it is.
Yeah.
It's
And
just a really big book about a
It's
family.
it's the worst possible case of quality over quantity.
Yeah.
That's the big issue for me.
It's just a lot.
Like,
Words.
yeah, you can have a giant book.
Really.
Make it meaty and worthwhile.
Like it.
Don't expend every possible avenue of exploration.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it makes sense because not only you're jumping 30 years to and from time,
Yeah.
but you're also examining relationships, familial bonds, extra-dimensional exploration,
Bonds.
and kitty gangbangs.
Well, you know.
As you do.
Welcome back, Pat.
Hey,
Or
Did you wash
fart.
your hands?
I
I didn't
no.
hear you. I'm not spying.
feel.
Ooh.
That's not water.
Welcome back, Bart.
I heard you mention Elizabeth Moore.
Yes. We were talking about David Foster Wallace.
Oh yeah, he's great. You know, I didn't know this, but what's his name? The guy. He's in I Love You Man, not Paul Rudd.
Jason Segel. He played him.
Played.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's a movie on Netflix that I haven't watched yet.
Is it on Netflix?
I think so.
Okay.
But yeah,
Huh.
she's pregnant again.
Oh.
Very much so.
I didn't know she was the
With
first
a
time.
son.
Are you the father?
Nope.
So,
How do you know?
Because I haven't seen her in like 2 years.
what do you think of House of Leaves?
Never heard of it.
I've never heard of it.
Mm-mm.
It's
Oh, you missed that conversation, so too bad.
yeah.
I mean,
We'll fill you in after the podcast.
sure.
Because we're not going through that again.
Don't
No.
give him a second run through.
No, you don't deserve it.
No, I don't.
You took time to poop.
It's a mindfuck of a book.
I feel like that's a strong term.
Yes, but Pat doesn't know different, so.
It's I'll say it again. I will recommend it, but it's fine. It's pretty great at times, but like I will say mostly it's fine.
Works for me.
All right.
Yeah.
Do we want to cover anything else? Last thoughts, or
Well, because you guys aren't currently reading anything, are you?
No.
We're-
So that was my
Right,
other
lads.
question.
all right. I guess we can wrap it up.
Yeah, we can.
All right, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, our new YouTube channel.
On Spotify.
Yeah, we're on Spotify,
iTunes.
On iTunes.
We're all over the place.
We're in like 7 or 8 different locations.
We're like herpes. We're everywhere.
We got Facebook now. Just look us
That's
up.
right, we do.
Yep. Yeah, just give us a follow, give us a like, give us a heart.
Hi,
comment.
Richard Boone.
And give us tips.
Yeah, tips, and not just insult us and call us chimpanzees.
I don't mean money tips. I mean genuine criticism.
Pat actually just wants the tip.
Just
That
a tip.
needs help.
I need a lot.
But yeah. Anyway, see you guys later.
Bye.
Adios.